Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's question comes from a homeowner who's very disorganized and wants to know, what is the big deal about being organized? Who cares about organizing, and why is organizing so important? Well, that's a great question, and it comes down to this. Organizing is a state of mind. When you are organized, you are in a different mindset than you are if you are disorganized. When you are disorganized, a lot of things creep upon you that you never intended, and things get out of hand. And so instead of having a place for everything and everything in its place, what happens is stuff starts creeping into piles. Stuff gets strewn about. Stuff gets left around. And then what happens is your efficiency and your productivity go downhill, because when you need something, you can't find it. Ooh, I hate when that happens. Okay, so the very first thing is state of mind. When you're disorganized, there's a tendency to be constantly frustrated. Frustrated because you can't find what you need when you need it. Frustrated because you know, somewhere in the back of your head, you know you need to stop and put stuff away. And yet you haven't done it. And so there comes this guilt trip that gets tackled on top of the frustration and the anxiety that comes along with being cluttered and disorganized and living in a messy house. Now, when you are productive and efficient, you are confident and you feel good because you are accomplishing things. So the reason it is so important is this. When you can find things, that saves a lot of time. And it also allows preparation to meet opportunity. For example, let's say that your toilet seat slid off and it needs to be locked back on with the bolts. Instead of looking around your house and spending 20 minutes looking for a screwdriver to screw those bolts back on, you can go straight out to your garage, open up your toolbox, pull out the screwdriver, come in the house and have it fixed within about a minute and a half. That just saves you a whole bunch of time. That's where the productivity comes in. Also, when you're organized, there's an efficiency that is unmatched by anything else. For example, let's say that you're going to go grocery shopping and that you have a shopping list of all the things you're going to buy. That's an organized activity, having a shopping list of the things you're going to buy. But what happens when you get to the grocery store and instead of aisles of groceries that are all categorized neatly and labeled overhead that says these are where the chips are, these are where the cookies are, here's where the cereal is, here are where the cleaning supplies are, here's where the yogurt and the dairy products are. Instead of everything being specified so that it's easy to find, what would happen if you go into the grocery store, nothing is labeled? There are no shelves, there are no signs, there are just big open boxes of stuff on the floor, like a great big warehouse of open boxes. And you can see some cereal poking out of one, and you can see some spaghetti sauce poking out of another, and you can see a frozen container here that has some ice cream or something in it, but nothing's labeled. It's just a whole bunch of different varieties of stuff in there. How would you get all the things on your list? You probably could. It would be like a treasure hunt, and you would spend a lot of time trying to sort through stuff and find out, how would you price compare? How would you know if this is the brand that you wanted? And are you going to sit there and read labels out of every box, or are you just scrambling to try to sort of kind of find the right things? So with our lives, everything that is organized has a system to it, and it's in harmony, and it creates a balance, and it reduces chaos, and it reduces stress. So if you have a choice, why would you choose a chaotic lifestyle when you can choose one that's organized, right? There are so many different options that we can do with our things once we have a place for everything and everything is in its place. For example, a dining room table was designed to serve food for your family. That's what it's designed to do. It's a gathering spot where your family meets. But if you're using that as just a clutter bin and you bring in all your mail and everything that comes in your house just gets chunked on there, suddenly that's not being used for what it was designed for. If you just yank off your clothes and you toss stuff around, now the bed that you have is not designed for comfortable sleep. You're not getting a good night's sleep because your bed is full of stuffed animals and toys and clothes and shoes and books and dishes and other things. Like, what is that, right? And if you just yank your clothes off wherever, they're probably landing in the bathroom. The bathroom is not a laundry room unless you have a washing machine and a dryer inside your bathroom. but your bathroom was designed to take showers and to get dressed and to put your makeup on and to use the facilities. That's what that's designed to do. But if you're tripping over all kinds of stuff and it's just loaded with junk, you can't use that room for what it was designed. Now, your laundry room, it was designed for washing clothes and sorting laundry and pulling out the spray and spraying the little stains and stuff like that on your clothes. That's what it was designed to do. Your laundry room is not a garage. And so if you bring things in from the car and you bring things in from the garage and you're storing them in your laundry room, that laundry room it's not fulfilling its purpose. So when you start using everything for the purpose it was intended, it creates harmony and balance in your life. One last parting thought on organization. Organization of your home transfers into other areas of your life. And this is why it's really important to be organized and to have an organizing system in your home and your life. If you are disorganized, it is unlikely, not impossible, but it is unlikely that you have other areas of your life organized and clean, such as your finances. When those bills come in, they go on the kitchen table, and they don't get read, and they don't get paid, and stuff gets cut off because you didn't pay the bill, and now there are late fees that are associated with that, and then it costs more money to fix that problem. So you create more problems for yourself. I'll be a little bit more specific. Let's say, for example, that your power bill costs $50. And because it's sitting on the kitchen table, you didn't pay it. Now they cut off the electricity. The check that you sent them for $50 bounced because you didn't make sure that you had enough money in the bank to cover that. For whatever reason, it bounced. So your $50 check turned off your electricity. Now you got to have electricity so you can charge your phones, so that you can cook your meals, so that you can access the internet, all of those things. But now you got to go to the extra trouble because you're disorganized. You got to go to the extra trouble to go find a friend who can loan you the money. Here's the catch. They're not just loaning you the $50. $50 won't cut it anymore because this disorganization mistake is now costing you money. There's a $50 fee, which was the original price of your electric bill. There's a $45 bounced check fee from your bank. There's a $45 bounced check fee from the electrical company and a $30 late fee from the electrical company. And so now it's going to cost you $170, where before it would have only cost $50. So it costs so much more money to be disorganized and to not pay your bills on time and to not have systems in place. And with those power being cut off and with those bills falling behind and bill collectors calling and all those things, that creates a lot of stress. And along with the stress comes the anxiety and the guilt and all those other things. So what is so important about organizing? Can I just say everything? Everything. It is so important. It's a way to live that creates systems that make your life easy and effortless. Alrighty, so that's my tip for today. If you have questions or you have ideas that you would like to share, leave them in the show notes below because I'm all ears. I want to hear. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place and a more organized place than when you found it.